You are listening to the Critical Mass Radio Show, Orange County's business talk show, focused on exploring topics of interest to CEOs who are leading middle market companies. With your host, Richard Franzi.
Hello and welcome to Orange County's longest running business talk show. And yes, I am your host, Rick Franzi. And boy, do we have a good program planned for you. Why, do you ask? Because Athena Yap is our guest, and she's a founder and CEO of her own firm, Gasha. And we're going to talk about changing the brick and mortar landscape for retailers. So, Athena, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Rick.
So let's start very simply with your origin story. Could you take us back in time and talk to us about what you saw in the marketplace that inspired you to start and launch your firm?
Yeah, so a few years back, I saw this augmented reality campaign done by Topo Chico, that big sparkling water company. They did that to celebrate their 100 years anniversary. So I thought, wouldn't that be cool to have my own AR campaign for my other company, which is a gourmet dog treats brand. So upon looking into it to create my own, I found that it's either too expensive or take way too much time to coordinate with an agency to do it, that I thought, you know what? I can code something. I can create a platform to do this easily for small businesses. So that's when I started to code and created Gasha. So that's the origin of it.
Thank you. And Gasha has been in business as a business for 4+ years. So I'm wondering, how has the business changed? Have you had any major or minor pivots to the business model since you launched, Athena?
Oh, yeah. So when the app was launched, it was a do-it-yourself AR creation tool in your pocket. That's what it was marketed as. But turned out that, I'm the only geek who really want that kind of tool for my own business. Nobody even that was the time before people even really knew or heard about ChatGPT. So I look into how else, because I feel in my gut that, there's something there. So we turn into, maybe instead of a DIY, we change into a do it for you type of agency to help businesses create their own augmented reality campaign. So we pivoted to that model. And then later on, about a year, actually beginning of last year, we realized that we kind of had a little moment, and then we went back to first principle and just tore down everything and try to figure out how else we can be of use and of service to businesses in the community. So we pivoted a few times.
That's all too common, isn't it, for founders? Yes, nothing talks to you like the marketplace.
Yeah.
So it's really good to be out there. So let's now talk about the current version of Gasha and help us to understand who your targeted clients are, what I think of as your niche, your value proposition, the problems that you solve for them. And then if you can layer on top of that an overview and appreciation for the kind of client persona that really understands how to work well with you and gets the ROI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So right now, Gasha, we digitize global retail trade, where all marketing campaigns, engagement, outreach, and interaction with customers are delivered digitally and instantly with real-time metrics for brands and retailers, brick and mortar brands and brick and mortar retailers. So how we came to that is, as during the whole pivot journey, we were marketing for or helping this big global mushroom company to do their marketing campaign in Albertsons, Gelson's market, and some of the other bigger brand retailers, chain stores. And we realized that it took so much time to even get a meeting with the buyer to approve our shelf talkers, the little shelf talkers that you see in the stores.
Mhm.
We designed it. We need to get the approval, and that process took forever. And then, not to mention having to print it out and then send it to their brokers to distribute to all the stores that have their products. And that not only time, but resources and money, right, to get just one campaign launched. And as I was sitting in the whole frustration of this whole logistic, we realized that we're actually sitting in a problem that Gosha is it's truly built to solve. That is to launch campaigns for brands with just one button, one and one scan right there in the store at the point of shoppers needing the information. So that's where we're at. And what was the question again? I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. We're talking about your business now. I'm really trying to understand kind of the problem that you're solving for them. And if you
Yeah.
could, what information are you providing to your clients now that help them to make better decisions?
hmm Yeah. So just unlike the retailers that sell online, where they know the conversion, right? Like for example, who look at what page, what products
Mhm.
online, and did they buy it? Did they, just dwell on that page for how long? All this information is not available for brands that have their products in brick and mortar stores. But now Gosha allows them to have this information. We know at what time, which store, which SKU get scanned, get engagement from
Mhm.
shoppers at what time. So it allows give them metrics, data and metrics to make more targeted campaign, and also to do A/B tests on which campaign is more successful, get more engagement.
Do the retailers, the brick and mortar part of the equation, do they have to be involved in this rollout? How does that? So, okay.
Yeah, so no, not at all. So if you would imagine, say a beauty brand and beauty industry, beauty and personal grooming is the industry we're in now, because
Okay.
that's where we can make the most impact. And also our demographics, the customers we serve are the Gen Zers, because they really embrace the technology of
Mhm.
like virtual try-ons, augmented reality. So we are focusing on beauty, personal grooming, and the Gen Zs right now. And back to the question. So imagine, say, one of the beauty products, say Maybelline, right? They want to launch a campaign for their new I don't know, ageless concealer. So they will come to us. They have a campaign, a video campaign, or it could be even a video that their influencers did.
Mhm.
They came to us and say, hey, we want to reach out to shoppers in Ulta, in CVS. So we get them hooked up. We need a video, what they want to say, their campaign metrics that they want to measure, and within our platform, we will do a few things, and then once we click launch, every products, we turn every single one of the concealer on the shelf in all the stores globally into its own virtual kiosk. So any of Gosh's user scan that concealer in the stores, that video, campaign video will pop up instantly, and their
Mm.
message will be launched globally in all the stores without any approval from any retailers.
So I'm glad you shared your demographic, focused on Gen Z, because now I'm understanding that the user needs to have your app on their phone. Yes? To
Yes,
be in?
yes.
Okay. And so they become accustomed to getting additional information from your platform when they're doing their shopping, which then makes them
Mhm.
more informed and
Yeah.
aware of what they're buying then, I see.
And the
Yeah.
plus is that now we have the ability to reach back out to the shoppers,
Mhm.
because they have there's a feature that they can save into their favorites, the products that they scan and they
Mm.
like, and they can put in their favorites. So we can reach back out to them to if there's a deal or a special campaign or similar. features.
So on one hand, it's B2B, and that you need to get the consumer products companies to partner with you. And on the other hand, it's a little B2C. You need to get the consumer to put the app on their phone and then become a user in your ecosystem. So you've got
So it is very challenging. We need to be very useful and loved by users.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. So now that I get it, let's talk a little bit in more general terms, kind of turn you in a little different direction. And I'm wondering if there's a piece of business advice, something, Athena, someone that gave you along the way that has been helpful for you as a founder and a CEO and entrepreneur that you could pay it forward with our audience today. Is there something you can share?
Mhm. Well, it is actually hard learned or earned in my case, by myself when I was 13 years old. I started a little button batch company when I was 13, and I started selling in school. I imported this machine from Japan, used all my savings, as a 13-year-old, and bought this thing. And upon starting my business, school rules came down on me saying that I cannot sell in school. So I pretty much just packed up and closed shop, so to speak. And the hard lesson, which I carry and I go back to every time, is never quit and there's always other ways, and always get a mentor. And had I not quit, found other ways to, the right mentoring, I probably would have been a little millionaire at 13. Yep.
That's funny. That's a good story. Yeah. And that's great that you carry that lesson here these few years later. Let's talk about something else then. Let's talk about technology. I've been asking guests on the program for some time now. They're kind of a three-part question, Athena. One is your general assessment of the impact of AI on kind of just more than technology, just AI in general. How you see it impacting your industry specifically, and then how is Gasha planning to leverage artificial intelligence, for the benefit of your clients?
Yeah. So we are an AI company. So with the advancement of AI, we are just going to get stronger and have more fun features in our app. We have a few in development, which I cannot disclose right now, but I am pro AI, even personal life and in business. I feel like it would make life easier and less routine, and let AI do the more routine stuff.
Yeah, you talked about augmented reality, and that is really a kind of a precursor term for what we now think of as artificial intelligence, isn't it?
Yeah, so AR is a subset or a bit of AI. AI is very vast. In Gasha, we have elements of AI built in, like image recognition. So that's why our users, or even the brands, to launch their campaigns, we're not looking at printing or creating any QR codes. No QR codes are needed. We turn the product's label into its own kiosk to access all the digital content, right? Using image recognition. So that's a part of the AI that we're using. And there are many more within the app, and some we're building right now.
So you said earlier on, your first iteration of Gasha, you found that people weren't as technical or geekish as you to want to maybe DIY it. How did you discover that in the early days? Was it through market testing or user adoption? What was your experience there, and how was that lesson received by you when you finally kind of it became obvious?
Yeah, it's literally just market testing. After I launch it, because I have my own retail stores too in the other business, so I launch what I call a scavenger hunt, that turn the products in my store into little, like breadcrumbs, where our customers would scan and they'll get like coupons. They could hunt for that 50% off coupon. So it was success and it was fun. But as I start introducing that whole concept to other retailers, even a local brewery, and they thought it was fun, but just getting them to understand and engaging with it, and then getting also the customers to engage with the whole, like a Pokemon game type of thing. It was very hard to get that adoption, so to speak.
Sure. Okay, so we're here to talk about Gotcha, and in a minute I'm going to ask you to talk to me about the vision. But you've mentioned twice now your other business, you serial entrepreneur, so I have to ask about your gourmet dog treats. Is that can you just share a little bit about that brick and mortar part of your life?
Yeah, so I have that business for 18 years now, and we started off just purely 100% wholesale, and then customers started to ask us to have our own retail stores because they want to just come in for actually cakes, dog cakes, and cupcakes. So we started that, to serve the community, but at the same time we were growing our wholesale. We were selling to TJX Corporation, so we're talking about like what's it called? TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, and then even their Canada division winners. And then Gelson's Market, Pavilion, Safeways, Vaughn's, and then also a big pet supply distributors. So we were in, stores that they distribute to, like the boutique, the pet supplies boutique stores, even Bistro Farms and Lazy Acres. Yeah,
Wow.
so we were growing like weeds at one point.
Interesting. And the name?
Oh, Jack Boy's Dog Bakery.
And how did that get started? Just very simple. Now I'm curious. How did you get the inspiration for that business?
I one day, because I've been an engineer, so one day just at a weekend I got bored and I start baking cookies for my dog, and Jack. that's where the name came from, Jack Boy. Not very creative in picking up a name. So the experience was great. When I pull out that batch of cookies from the oven, it's like he knew it was for him, and I thought, wow, I want to share this feeling, this experience. So actually it started off as selling the baking mix. So I just put the baking mix together and then approach a local grooming place and ask, like, hey, do you want, can I put my products on your shelves, on consignment, just to see? And she said yes, and that was the beginning of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love entrepreneurs. I love it when you have a personal need or a skill and you can turn it into a business. And this is obviously what you've done not once, but now you're doing it a second time. So let's get back to Gotcha. And maybe you can paint the picture of the vision that you see for this company. Talk about the future for us, please.
Yeah. So our vision for the future is that all products in all stores globally will have a layer of digital information to help shoppers make the best buying decision right on the spot. So, and Gosha will be the ubiquitous app shopper will use when they shop, just like, with Yelp.
Well, I've enjoyed our conversation. If someone would like to connect with you, Athena, directly or learn more about your companies, how do they find you online, my friend?
So I'm pretty much everywhere except Pinterest. On LinkedIn, you can search Athena Yap. It's probably on the link right here too. And then I have Instagram and TikTok under Athena the Real, Athena.the.real in both Instagram and TikTok. And then Gosha is the same. We have Gosha Instagram and TikTok. Please
Okay,
follow us.
I didn't ask you the significance of the name Gotcha. How did you come up with that?
So augmented reality, when you see one, it just pops out, right? And when you get amazed or amused, you say, "Oh gosh!" Right? So it's gosh, surprise, amazed, and then sha is like gotcha, like gotcha. So it's like gotcha. So we're amazing you, amusing you.
Look at you, you creative engineering type you. I have thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. Thank you
Same
for
here.
your time today, Athena. It's been
Same.
very good.
Same. Thanks for having me, Rick.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you to the audience. You're listening to Orange County's longest running business talk show and podcast. Until the next time we're all together, I hope all of your business decisions will move your companies in a positive direction.